We soon make it to the library and enter, searching for the nearest computer, which thankfully doesn't take us long. I take a seat and start logging in whilst Monica takes a seat between me and the nearby window. As I'm preparing the file to print the pamphlets, I realize that I can't remember how many sheets Monica said we'd need. Hey, how many sheets did you say we'd... My voice comes out to a halt as I look over at Monica. She's gazing out the window, seemingly lost in a daydream. My eyes then follow down her arm and discover that she's resting her She's resting her hand on my thigh! I did not know sooner. Without a word or a second thought, I gently rest my hand on top of hers and smile gently to myself. After a minute like this... Did I really just... Yeah, he smiled gently to himself, whatever. After a minute like this, Monica looks back at me and returns my smile, not even noticing that our hands are touching. Maybe she was fully aware of what she was doing. What were you asking again? Not once does that smile leave her radiant face. I just wanted to ask how many sheets we need. I kind of forgot. Her eyes flick downward and she finally notices our hands. We retract our hands and look away from each other, blushing profusely.
Sorry, I just spaced out.
Her delivery doesn't carry the certainty she was trying to give off. Monica, it's fine. Besides, isn't spacing out supposed to be my job?
Sometimes I've got to fill in for you in that department.
She giggles cutely.
Oh, and you said you were printing 150.
I nod as I begin the process. Given the sheer amount of paper we needed, the printing process takes a good few minutes. Whilst we wait, both Monica and I make timid, flustered glances at each other. Before all the pages are printed, I decide to buy a cheap folder to put them all in together. Once we have everything sorted, we make our way out back onto the street. It isn't too long till my stomach rumbles. Maybe I should have had a little bit more for breakfast. Hey, Monica.
Yeah?
I'm feeling kind of hungry. Do you mind if we find somewhere to eat?
Of course I don't mind. In fact, I know a place that's pretty close by.
In that case, you lead the way. After a relatively short walk, we find ourselves in a cafe. The radio plays a soft tune and the atmosphere itself seems quite cozy. Monica's sure got a good eye for places like this. We seat ourselves at a booth near the main window of the place. My eyes scan the menu. The prices seem pretty standard. Nothing too cheap, nothing overly expensive.
See anything you like?
I'll probably get the chicken and white rice. I know I'm basic as hell. For some reason that seems to get a chuckle from Monica.
Oh, Hallie. There are a lot of things, but basic certainly isn't one of them.
Monica gazes out the window, a sly smile forming on her lips. A moment passes in silence, a silence only broken by the sounds of the kitchen and radio. So you want to come with me to order?
Of course.
We go up to the counter together and order our food. Monica ended up ordering a salad. I was insistent on paying, something that she was ready to protest until realizing that I was the only one of us that brought any money. The look on her face suggests she doesn't mind it though. We return to the booth and begin with the wait. The pair of us start a more lively conversation during the wait. We end up going from the festival of music to what we'd been up to since the second year. All of it seems like mere nostalgic reminiscing until...
You know, Hallie, I've missed talking to you like this.
Honestly, I have too. Like, we've got more in common than I'd realized. Monica's cheeks adopt a red haze that fades as quickly as it had appeared.
Maybe there's more to it than that.
She whispers, but I'm able to hear what she says. I look down and notice that our hands are touching once again. However, upon looking up, Monica's gaze meets mine. Unlike when this happened back at the library, she appears fully aware of what she's doing. Monica?
Hallie?
Her certain tones silence me. My heart is pounding harder than ever before. Her face fills my vision, and the one thing I can focus on are her eyes.
There's been something I've wanted to tell you. For a while now.
She moves to interlock my fingers with her own. Her touch is warm. Despite the growing blush on her face, her confidence doesn't falter. Is this really happening?
It's been something I've been holding in for a while. It wasn't until recently that I discovered that it never left me.
I slightly tighten my grip on her hand. A smile forms across my lips, merely masking how much I'm internally freaking out. I'm listening. Monica giggles cutely.
God, it feels like something out of a cheesy movie.
She pauses and averts her gaze, if only for a moment.
Well, the truth is that
Monica is then suddenly cut short by some knocks on the window, followed by two distinctly familiar voices. The pair of us look to the glass and, to my surprise, it's Sarah Yanansky. Ah, yes, they do bomb this scene. I can't clearly make out what either of them are saying, but they've quickly started going towards the cafe entrance. On instinct, both Monica and I retract our hands and our eyes avert away from one another's.
Hey, you two!
Sayori's the first to come over. She smiles at us both before taking a seat next to me.
I knew there was another reason why you wanted to help, Monica. Hallie.
Natsuki comes in soon after and takes a seat next to Monica.
You're way too pretty.
No, it's not. I'm at a loss for words. What are you two doing here anyways?
I can ask you the same thing.
Natsuki pouts in frustration.
Well, we ran out of some of the ingredients we needed and decided to get them. Then I got hungry.
It's good seeing Sayori back to her usual self.
But then we went past here and we saw you and Monica holding hands.
Sayori stops herself as she notices Monica, who hasn't said a word since either of them joined us.
You okay, Monica? Yeah, I'm fine. Just gotta use the bathroom 1 sec.
Monica hurriedly gets up and excuses herself before rushing over to the cafe's restroom. From the quick glance I got of her face, she looked utterly embarrassed. My mind replays what she was saying before she was cut off. She can't have been trying to... Oh my god. She was, wasn't she? My voice turns into a grumble as I place my hands over my face in my own embarrassment. The memories of everything that led up to this moment swirl around in my head. Fuck, it seems so obvious now. Why didn't I notice it sooner? I really am tense, aren't I?
Hallie?
Sayori's voice sends my hands slowly back to the table, but I stay silent. Yeah? My eyes dart nervously between Natsuki and Sayori. Whilst Natsuki looks like she's wondering what drugs I'm on, Sayori gives me a knowing, slightly regretful smile. Almost like she's realized what was going on.
Hallie?
Natsuki's tone reaffirms her confusion. Sayori glances at her, only adding to it.
Sayori, what the hell's going on?
Sayori stands up and quickly goes over to Natsuki and starts whispering. And judging by her expression, she seems to be relaying everything about me and Monica. Better her saying it than me struggling to get it out. Nat's expression shifts from one that says, from ones that say, I knew it, to ones of utter disbelief. After Sayori finishes, she sits back down next to me, and Natsuki has a moment before she looks straight at me.
Was she really gonna...
Her voice trails off as I nod, silently confirming what she'd just been told. She sighs.
I know I teased you about that, but if I knew that was going on, I'm sorry.
No, Natsuki, it's fine. The blush doesn't leave my cheeks. I had no idea that she... Sayori pats me on the back.
Hey, if you don't want to make a big deal out of this, that's okay.
Natsuki nods in agreement, her eyes still seemingly full of regret. She's honestly got nothing to be sorry about. It's not like she was meant to know what Monica was going to ask. I sure as hell didn't expect it. The tense silence is then broken by Monica coming back to join us.
Sorry I took so long.
Monica takes a seat next to Natsuki.
So, Sayori, how did the prep with Yuri go?
Monica's demeanor has completely shifted from when we'd last seen her. It almost feels like she's trying to put aside what happened as to not make the situation awkward.
It went great. I promised her I wouldn't spoil anything, but we think you guys are gonna love it.
In that case, I look forward to it.
As do I.
Natsuki opts for a wide, toothy grin instead of words. Sayori and Natsuki didn't stay for much longer. They left not long after mine and Monica's food arrived. My best guess is that they decided to eat somewhere else. Either that or they thought it'd be best to give us some time alone. Of course, I'm not complaining. More time with Monica is always welcome, especially with food as good as this. Monica and I spent a little bit longer in town than either of us had planned. Again, couldn't complain about spending more time with her. Better yet, she seemed a bit more relaxed in aftermath of her seemingly failed confession. She didn't bring it up, and for her sake, neither did I. I'm just waiting for her to come out whilst she collects her belongings. I'd also handed her the folder with the sheets in it as she said she'd assembled them when she got back. In time, she comes out. Got everything?
Yeah. Thanks for today. I really enjoyed myself. Aside from a few hiccups, I think we made a good team.
It's no worry. If you ever want to have another day you can always... Another day like this? I stopped myself at the realization of what I'm saying. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that I enjoyed myself too.
Oh, Hallie.
She then steps closer to me.
I might take you up on that offer.
Deciding to seize the moment before she can, I run my hands down Monica's arms and gently squeeze her hands on my own. She giggles at the feeling. I was wondering... I feel Monica's grasp closing tightly, yet gently on my hands. After our event's finished, would you like to spend some time at the festival? Not what I really wanted to ask, but I guess it'll suffice. Without a second thought, Monica gives my hands another squeeze and gets on her tiptoes. Her smile seems brighter when she's this close.
I'd love to.
After saying that, Monica takes a step back, presumably trying to avoid our faces getting too close. Part of me thinks she wouldn't mind that enough. Or, mind that, though, is what it said, right? Yeah, it said though. I'm doing it again. Hallucinating. To be completely honest, I wouldn't mind it either. I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
After that, Monica starts to walk back home whilst I retreat back into the warmth of mine. I hang my jacket by the door and then slump on the couch. What a bloody day. I sigh to myself, a sigh that's a mix of exhaustion and slightly suppressed excitement. Out of everyone that may have liked me like that, I never would have expected Monica to be one of them. And in all fairness, I think part of her might know I like her too. Honestly, I've not been the most subtle with concealing that. Who knows? We'll have more time together at the festival tomorrow. Could something happen between us? Guess I just have to wait and see. Monica's bedroom 2 hours later.
My heart's pounding. Part of me regrets not being able to tell Hallie how I truly feel, but at the same time, maybe today wasn't the right time. Maybe I'll tell him after the festival. I really hope it goes well.
A fascinating interlude. It's the day of the festival. I check my phone for the time. 6:21 a.m. There's also a text from Sayori from 2:15 a.m. For Christ's sake, Sayo. Her text basically consists of her asking me to help her carry the cupcakes. Apparently her and Natsuki made a few too many. She and Natsuki. To be completely honest, I'm surprised we still have cupcakes left. Natsuki was brave leaving them with her, giving her affinity for midnight snacking. Given her affinity. If she did eat any, though, I can't say I'd blame her. As I force myself out of bed, I decide to scroll through mine and Monica's texts from last night. It really is adorable how she's seemingly looking forward to spending time with me rather than the festival. After stretching, I begin my morning routine. Once I'm in the kitchen, I check my phone for the time. It's only gone 7. That must be like a British phrasing. So I have enough time to have a quick breakfast before I go to help Sayori. One of these days I'll have time to actually cook something for breakfast. Whilst I'm eating my cereal, I can't help but be a little nervous about the festival. Sure, when I was just going around the festival in the first 2 school years, it was kind of fun. But back then, I wasn't part of an event. Just gotta keep my nerves in check. It's not long till I find myself outside Sayori's house. I did send her a text letting her know that I was ready, but that was almost 10 minutes ago. Like many times before, I let myself inside. Since we've known each other for so long, we made it a habit of coming and going from each other's homes like we were family. I go upstairs and timidly wait at Sayori's door after knocking. Sayori? Nothing. I give it a minute or 2 before I knock again. Sayori? Wake up, dummy! Still nothing. I contemplate going in and waking her up. But isn't that something a boyfriend would do? Regardless, it just feels right. I grip the handle tightly and sigh. I can't believe I'm doing this. I gently open the door. Say go.
Hallie, what are you?
Shit, sorry, Sayori. As soon as I open the door, Sayori hastily puts her pajama top back on before I saw anything.
Get out! Get out!
Where there were words. Okay,
Get out, you pervert!
I quickly close Sayori's door and put my back against the wall. Wonderful way to start my day. I talk to her through the door. Should I wait outside?
Yeah, you should! Jesus, what are you gonna be like with Monica?
I feel my blood rush to my face with that comment before I silently go outside. I stand by my previous assessment in the demo that Sayori should have just said something. Not long after I'm outside, I'm joined by Sayori, who's struggling to carry 4 densely packed containers of cupcakes. She hands me 2 of them. There aren't many words between us. Sorry for earlier.
Yeah, sure.
Sayori gives me a stern look.
From now on, if you want to come in my room, you knock. Got it?
But I did! You just didn't.
Got it?
Got it. I relent. It's not too long until Sayori bursts into laughter.
Oh my god, Allie. You're way too easy to bluster.
I'd brush that assertion off, but it's true. Come on, let's just go. With one more round of laughter from Sayori, we head off for school. Once we're coming up to the school gates, we bump into a familiar face.
Hey, you two. Nice to see you a bit early.
Monica greets us both with a smile.
Hey, Monica. You excited for the festival?
Seems like Sayori's opting to avoid mentioning our little incident. Thank fuck for that.
Honestly, I didn't sleep well last night because it was on my mind. Hopefully this coffee kicks in soon.
Monica proudly holds up a coffee cup before heading back inside. Sayori and I follow suit. Once we get inside the club room, Sayori takes her 2 containers and heads to the front desk. I rest mine on a nearby desk whilst Monica makes her way up to me is what it's supposed to say.
Hey, I got the pamphlets assembled last night. Want to check them out?
Of course. Monica proudly takes one of the assembled pamphlets and hands it to me. As I flick through the pages, I marvel at how professional everything looks. The design is crisp and clear, and everyone's poems are displayed neatly. These look amazing, Monica.
Thanks, Allie.
She smiles dreamily at me before looking away slightly. She seems to be deep in thought about something. Her eyes then lock back onto mine. She lowers her voice in an attempt to not catch Sayori's attention.
You still up for spending time with me after the event?
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Yeah, me neither. Why are we whispering? Just festival stuff.
I mean, she was kind of telling the truth. Emphasis on kinda.
Mm-hmm.
The smirk on Sayori's face hints that she's aware of our plan, though she seems to be welcome to Monica and I spending more time together. Of course, I don't know if that's something she's always been up for, or she still feels bad about what happened at the cafe. Given that it's Sayori, it's more than likely the former. Both girls soon go off to start setting out the pamphlets and cupcakes on the desks. There's still some stray cupcakes on the front desk. Maybe I could... fuck it, Natsuki's not here yet. I reach my hand out and... smack. Ow! What the fuck?
Not a chance in the world, fucko. Well, not yet anyways.
I rubbed the hand that Natsuki smacked. I didn't even hear her enter the room. Oh well, I guess I deserved that. Morning to you too, Nat.
Do I need to smack your face too?
I don't think so.
Good. Still reserve the right to, though.
Looks like she's in a good mood, so I can't really complain. Yuri giggles gently from across the room. I walk over to her as she's setting her belongings on the table. Morning, Yuri.
Good morning to you too, Allie. How's your hand doing?
Yuri must have noticed I'm still rubbing my right hand. It still stings, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Just how hard did Natsuki slap me? My attention is then drawn to the items that now decorate Yuri's desk. There's assorted candles, an essential oil diffuser, and, taking up the 2 desks next to her, a large folded banner. Damn, Yuri. You really went all out for this. Yuri smiles dreamily to herself, acknowledging my compliment with a polite nod.
I wouldn't do less for an occasion such as this, especially ones run by my friends. Whilst I'm still a little nervous for the recital itself, I'm confident enough that the rest of you will make the event special.
I wouldn't undermine yourself like that. You'll be fine, Yuri, I promise. Undermine? I don't think that's the word.
I hope you're right.
I place a hand on Yuri's shoulder to reassure her, causing her to hide her face behind both her lavender hair and a veil of crimson. Sensing the impending awkwardness of the situation, I change the topic. So, could I help you hang the banner up?
Of course, Hallie. Let me just get a stool.
Yuri goes off towards the supply closet, or we know it, Natsuki's dungeon. It's wonderful seeing everyone this active for the festival. It took a bit of teamwork to sort out the banner, but eventually the club room's all set for the festival. Personally, I think we've outdone ourselves. Some people would probably say we've gone overboard for a literature event, but I think it just shows our dedication to the club.
Honestly, everyone, this looks better than I could have imagined. I can't thank each of you enough. I know you want this to be something special. We all do. I don't believe I've been this confident in myself for a while. If anything, doing all of this for the club is me giving back a little something for your efforts. I know I've been a bit of a pain in the ass about all this, but I really want the club to succeed too, you know.
Plus, we're all in this together. We've got this. With our shared enthusiasm at its highest peak, we prepare for the start of our event. I can't wait. The festival was hell. Yeah, we don't get to see it. I was hoping they would have added this scene, but they didn't. A highly awkward, tense silence fills the room. To say our event was a disaster would be an understatement, but it wasn't any fault of our own. Some of those students... My head just hurts thinking about it. Of course, Natsuki's cupcakes went down a treat, but that doesn't excuse the dickish behavior and attitudes of some of the students we had the misfortune of visiting us. Poor Yuri ended up leaving earlier than anyone expected. Me being concerned, I went to check on her. She'd hidden herself by the stairwell near the roof and was having a panic attack. I stayed to help her through it. It wouldn't have been right for me to leave her in that state. By the time we'd gotten back, things had gotten much better. After the last group had left, Monica took it upon herself to cancel the event. To say she was devastated would only be sugarcoating it.
I feel like I should apologize for what happened.
There isn't an instant response aside from a few suppressed sniffles from Yuri. Sayori's looking out the window. Natsuki's trying to comfort Yuri. I'm just sitting at a desk with my head in my hands, trying desperately to forget about the events that had transpired that we didn't get to see.
I guess I just...
Monica falls silent, tears starting to fall or slowly form in her eyes.
Monica, you don't have to apologize for anything.
Sayori speaks up with a noticeable quiver in her delivery. I decide to speak up. Sayori's right. None of us could have predicted what was going to happen. Even as I speak, I feel unsure of what I'm saying. Monica looks straight at me.
Excuse me a minute.
Monica turns on her heel and practically storms out the room. Due to the silence in the clubroom, we can all hear Monica's echoing footsteps and the fading sounds of her starting to cry. None of us can think of anything to say. I'll be right back.
Ellie!
I'm sorry, I paused, giving me enough time to clarify my thoughts. Remembering how Monica was when something as small as a printer malfunction happened, God only knows what she's going to be like now. I gotta make sure Monica's okay. Before Sayori can say anything else, I rush out of the door. Screw what ideas any of them get. I can't just leave her on her own like that when she's like that. Okay.